welcome back to Beyond the Studio Pilates. My name's Hannah, and today I want to take you through a little routine that is perfect for those that need something a little bit more gentle. This is also safe for all stages of pregnancy. We're going to use the stability ball, a mini Pilates ball if you've got one, or a cushion would do, and a resistance band. But again, if you don't have one, you could either use some cans or water bottles filled with a bit of water, or you could just leave it out altogether and just do it with your arms, and you don't need to use any weight or resistance at all. So we're going to start with a roll down over the ball. So you're bringing your feet so they're underneath. You're going to bring the stability ball into. You're going to take a nice inhale at the top. Then you're going to exhale, tuck your chin to your chest, and just gently roll yourself forward. So you're not taking your head too far down, you're just bringing your head so it's parallel with the floor, so your upper body comes so it's parallel with the floor, thinking about gently stretching those shoulder blades down your back. Hold for an inhale, and then exhale, gently bring yourself back up to standing. So if you feel dizzy or anything when you take your head down, then just don't take your head so low, or you could just cut this one out. So we're holding at the top for an inhale, and then exhale, tucking your chin and just gently pushing that ball forwards, stretching out through that back, holding it for an inhale, and then exhale. Try and tuck your pelvis back underneath you first, keep your ribs connected to your hips, and roll yourself back up to standing. I'm going to do 3 more like this. So holding at the top for an inhale, exhale, chin to chest, and then just gently floating that ball forwards just as far as you feel comfortable. Holding for an inhale, and then exhale, gently bringing it back in again. Remember, if you find that having your head down makes you dizzy, then just change the position. Don't take your head so low. Hold at the top, exhale, sliding that ball gently away from you, holding for an inhale, and then exhale, gently bringing yourself back up. We're going to do 1 more here, holding for an inhale, exhale, chin to chest, pushing that ball forward, stretching out through those arms, through those shoulders. Hold, and then exhale, rolling that ball back in to the middle. Okay, so sitting down on your ball, you're kind of perching on the ledge of your ball, so don't try and sit so that you're right in the middle of it. Kind of perch on the side. If you need to, if you're in trimester 2 or trimester 3, you might want to put yourself in a corner so the ball isn't going to move anywhere. Thinking about your feet, making sure that they're hip distance apart, knees are in line with your toes. Thinking about sitting up nice and tall, so think about where your sit bones are. Try and sit on your sit bones and not on your tailbone. Grow towards the ceiling, so space at your neck, space at your waist, pulling your ribs down towards your hips, drawing your belly button towards your spine, so hugging that baby in, core engaged. Taking your little ball or your cushion, if you don't have a little ball, you're going to place it between your knees. Now you might need to make sure it's a big cushion, so I don't want you to find that your knees are kind of pulling in too much, and we're just going to think about squeezing onto the ball as we draw up that pelvic floor. So we're going to take a nice inhale in, and then as you exhale, I want you to think about squeezing onto the ball and drawing up through that pelvic floor, holding it there, and then inhale and gently release off. So inhale, exhale, squeeze. Think about drawing that ball up and drawing that pelvic floor in. So you should feel that connection from the front to the back, holding it there. And then inhale. And then again, exhale. Draw it up, hold. and then release. And again, inhale, exhale, drawing it up. Inhale, release. And 2 more, so exhale, drawing up, inhale, release, and 1 more, exhale, drawing up. So just feeling that slight squeeze on the ball of the cushion and kind of thinking about that drawing up and drawing into that pelvic floor, that internal squeeze, holding. And then gently releasing on your inhale. Final one, exhale up. Holding it there. And then inhale. Gently releasing it off. Okay. You can keep the ball there if you want to, or just taking the ball out. We're going to start with a rotator cuff now. So you're going to bring your band or your cans, or you don't need to have anything if you don't have anything, out in front of you. Palms facing up, little bit of band in the middle. Really important you sit up nice and tall, so try not to slouch or let the band draw you in. Think about sliding those shoulder blades down your back, core engaged. Going to squeeze onto the band or squeeze onto some imaginary sponges if you don't have a band. Then just gently taking your hands out to the side. Then we're going to come back to the middle and release. So we're going to squeeze and out to the middle and release. Squeeze out to the middle, release. We're going to do 5 more like this. Core engaged, sitting tall. Imagine you've got a golden thread coming out of the top of your head. You're going to just keep lifting your head towards the ceiling. And final 3. And final 2. And final 1. And then gently just laying that band over your legs, because we're going to need it in a little while. You're going to bring both arms up in front of you. We're going to think about rotation through that mid-spine. So only rotate as far as you feel comfortable. Obviously, depending on what stage of your pregnancy you're at will depend on how far you can rotate. So core engaged, sitting nice and tall. We're going to take an inhale in the middle, so think wide thoracic breathing. Then exhale. Just going to slide your right elbow backwards as you turn to the side. So just as far as you can, thinking about that rotation coming through your rib cage, so mid-spine, hold. Exhale. Back to the center, holding in the middle for an inhale. As you exhale and turn, think about drawing up that pelvic floor, hold. Exhale. Back to the center, so inhale. Exhale. Hold. Thinking about hugging in those core muscles, bringing that baby in closer to you, keeping that rotation coming through your mid-spine. Pelvic floor engaged, core is on. Exhale, draw those pelvic floor muscles up. Holding for that wide thoracic inhale. One more to each side. And then bringing both arms down by your sides, placing your hands onto the sides of your ball. We're going to do a side bend and reach. So core engage. Again, the amount of movement you have will depend where you are in your pregnancy. So just listen to your body, take it to where you feel comfortable, but don't overdo it. So sitting tall, try not to bring yourself forward. Think about sliding those shoulder blades down your back. You're going to reach your right arm down as far as you can, keeping your fingertips in contact with your ball on the other side. Then you're going to just gently bring that arm up and over the top. So you can place some weight into that left hand so you're not supporting yourself just with your obliques. Hold it. And then we're going to gently bring that arm back down. Place that hand on the ball. Left hand goes down. Swing that arm up and over. So think about your arm coming up and over your ear. So you're not bringing your arm in front of your face. You're bringing that arm up and over the top of your head. So gently sliding down and then reaching up and over. So this is really good just to stretch out through your back, also build some strength in those obliques. I'm going to do one more to each side like this. Final one to each side. And then bring yourself back to sitting in the middle of your ball. Okay, from here we're going to look at our legs. So you can just leave the band hanging over your legs for now. We're going to use it in a minute. You can place your hands on your knees, or you can bring your hands so they're on the ball. And then from here what we're going to do is just a gentle heel raise. So we're just lifting that heel and then lowering it back down. Lift and lower, lift and lower. If you want to progress a little bit further, I just want you to lift that foot and then slowly lower. Trying to keep your weight centered, core engaged, so you're hugging in. And you're just going to lift and lower. If you need to, just go back to that heel lift. And again, remember, you can, if you need to, place your ball into the corner of a room so you don't feel like you're rocking too much to stop you from rolling off it. Keeping that movement, thinking about the movement forward, so you're keeping your legs moving forward. Try not to roll forward though, keep sitting tall. I'm going to do one more on each side. And then gently bring your heels back to the floor, core engaged, sitting tall, trying to get hold of your cushion or your ball again, so hopefully it didn't roll away. This time you're going to place it between your knees, and I want you to bring your knees a little bit closer together this time. Also make sure that your feet have now moved in, and we're going to do a gentle squeeze again on the ball. Again, thinking about our pelvic floor at the same time, so we're going to inhale to prepare, and then exhale, draw up that pelvic floor, and this time a little bit of a deeper squeeze onto that ball. Feel that in the inside of your leg, and then just gently releasing. Inhale, exhale, squeeze, inhale, release, exhale, squeeze, inhale, release, exhale, squeeze, inhale, release. Two more. Exhale, squeeze, inhale, release, and final time. And then again, just dropping that ball to the floor. We're going to do a Mexican wave with our toes. So again, hugging in those core muscles, sitting up nice and tall. I just want you to think about picking up your big toe on your right foot and then placing it back down. Then you're going to see if you can pick up your toes individually and then just gently lowering those toes back down. Then the left foot, so picking up that big toe on its own, coming through your toes, and then big toe back to the floor, and then toes back to the floor. So it takes a little bit of getting used to, but it's really good to work through our feet. We don't do enough with our feet, so this is just a nice way of kind of mobilizing through those toes, because you should have the same amount of dexterity in your feet as in your hands. They're built very similarly, but we spend all our time in shoes, so our feet have got cold and not used to moving as they can. So this is just a good way of mobilizing through those feet. It's also good, just a little bit of a concentration challenge for you. Just mobilising through those toes. Seeing if you can lift them, lower them as individuals. It does take some practice. We just about do 3 toes now. One more time on each side. Can't lower them. Okay, then just scrunching those toes in and then stretching them out. Scrunch them in, stretch them out. You can lift your feet off the floor a little bit if you want to. Keep your heels on the floor. And then just gently bring those feet back down. Core engaged, sitting tall, this time bringing the band back in. So you're going to bring the band above your head. Keep hold of your rib to hip connection. So make sure you haven't kind of arched your back. Think about sitting tall on those sit bones. Then from here, having a bit of band in the middle, or again, don't need a band if you don't have one. Okay, just gently bring those arms down and then bring it back up again. So just working into that upper back. If you find it too difficult, then just let some band out. If it's too easy, take some band in so you can work to the level that you feel comfortable with today. I'm going to do 3 more here. And final one. And then gently bringing that band back down in front of you. And then from here, we're going to do a nice stretch for your back. So you're going to interlace your fingers, bring your hands above your head, and you're just going to stretch your hands up towards the ceiling. And then you're just going to stretch over gently to the left-hand side, back to the middle, and then gently to the right-hand side, back to the middle, one more time to each side. And then bring those arms back down, and we're going to leave it there for today. Thank you for joining me. I hope you found it really beneficial. Take things a little bit slow, so if you need to, try mixing up a few of the exercises, maybe adding in a few more reps if you feel like you need to, or taking out a few if you feel like it's a little bit too much for you at the stage you are at now. Have a super day, and I'll see you again very soon. Bye for now.